Tonight we have another multi-tool from NexTool, and this is going to be the NexTool Knight EDC multifunctional knife, and this was generously sent from NexTool for me to review. This is going to be a pretty neat knife in that it has a very minimalist tool set, but it still packs a pretty good punch. So let's go ahead and get started, and then we'll even get to how it has a pretty good screwdriver on board as well. So first of all, we see that it has a very nice pocket clip. I'm a huge fan of pocket clips. Even if a multi-tool seems to fit well in the pocket, I really like pocket clips on mine. Now, one of the great features about this is that it has a great pair of scissors. At least when I've used it so far, they just cut amazing on this paracord and just cut and cut and cut. So these are really good, do an excellent job. So I would highly recommend. These are pretty much as good as the Leatherman Surge, I would say. And then we have a knife. Now, I've used this type of knife before and it seems to come very sharp as well. And this one seems no different. Then before I forget, this is labeled as a glass breaker. So a glass breaker bead, and it always amuses me when some of these small tools are labeled that way. But anyway, that's how it is. And then also, before I forget, you do have a ruler of sorts on the top, imperial and metric. So that is on there as well. Now, the only locking tools are going to be the outside tools, the scissors and the knife. All these inside will not be locking. So you are going to have an awl. That's going to have the eyelet for thread as well. You're going to have this screwdriver. And then also it's going to be the combination can opener, and then just like Leatherman, also a wire stripper as well. Then you are going to have the can opener. So those are going to be the three tools on the end. Then on the other side, we are actually going to have a small file. This will be a three-sided file, but it is going to be very short. So I'm not sure how effective that is going to be for a lot of people, but it is a file. Then we are going to have the screwdriver as well. Now this screwdriver, I have to say, I am fairly impressed with it. I have had some issues recently with some screwdrivers sort of buckling under pressure. Actually, I believe it was the other NexTool multi-tool. I had a little bit of issue with that. And this one, so far when I tested it, it seemed to do better actually. So let's go ahead, we'll bring in this test board. And I think I have, you can see this does have a little bit of wiggle there. Well, maybe more than a little, fair amount. But it does seem to work. And then we'll put the bit in here. And then it actually works pretty good. And usually at this point, I mean, I'm really cranking down on this. And there is no, so there's actually no flex. I mean, it feels like it's almost locked. So I don't quite understand that, but it has a better spring, I guess, than a lot of other multi-tools. So pretty unique, pretty impressed with that. So for comparison, let's bring in the Gerber arm drive. The Gerber arm drive doesn't have much spring, much retention at all. So let's go ahead and use the same bit. And actually, I forgot the Gerber arm drive has double side bit. So this may work the same way. Maybe it doesn't, I guess it doesn't have that much issue either. So I guess this isn't a great test, but I have definitely had multi-tools fail on this test before. So anyway, both of them perform fairly similar. Neither of them, this definitely feels a better spring retention. I mean, this Gerber arm bar has basically nothing, no retention at all. So where this one actually does. But I do like that the bit driver is on board, where you don't have the adapter as on this NexTool. So this is going to be a competitor definitely in the field. It will be a fair amount smaller, and then also the other competitor, one of the other many competitors, this is becoming a crowded market, will be the Sunbird, which actually has a serrated blade, a saw, and then these multi-tools, but it does not have some of these other tools that this carries. So this has a couple longer blades, but you get more of an all-around kit with this one. So it's up to you what you prefer, but I think NexTool did a pretty good job here adding in this pretty nice complement of tools. So just to recap, we do have this Phillips screwdriver and holder. We've got the file, we've got the drill awl, we've got the flathead screwdriver, can opener, bottle opener, glass breaker head, scissors, and then the calibrated scale. And then as far, or the ruler as we would call it. Then as far as the screwdriver set, you can see right there it's going to be a PH2 7mm, 3mm, H4, PH3, PH1, 5mm rather, H5, and H3. So that is what that's going to be. And then they do tell us that this is 420J2 rather, alloy steel. And also 420J1 is the main material. So pretty neat tool, multi-tool from NexTool, and I do like this, and I am happy to add this to my collection. I will add some links in the description below. I've got a couple more videos to you to watch right now.